Yahoo Fantasy Baseball Week 10 in the Tucson Toros group. We're going to take a look at Otis and the Drunks taking on Hunt 1981. In this matchup, came down to Otis and the Drunks picking up the victory 6-3-1. This puts Otis at 51, 44, and 5 on the year, while Hunt falls to 49, 42, and 9. For Otis, now in the top 6 in the standings, currently tied for that 6th place spot. Remember, the top 6 make the playoffs, so this is huge for Otis. And Otis has now won 4 out of 5 after going on a 4-week losing streak, weeks 2 through 5. So fantastic turnaround for Otis in the standings. Hunt has now lost 4 straight weeks after starting out with 6 straight victories. So the downward spiral for Hunt continues this week. Otis set season highs in RBIs, average, and had the best ERA this team has seen all season. This is a team that has really struggled in the pitching side with ERA and WHIP. Best ERA this team has produced all year. Also had an excellent average this week. This team hit .324 as a team and still lost the category. We'll get to that in just a moment. For Hunt, set season highs in average, as you probably would expect, but set season lows in strikeouts and had the worst WHIP this team has seen all year. This team, though, hit .356 from the plate. This was a phenomenal battle in the average category that went to Hunt when all was said and done. On the offensive side, Otis took 3 out of 5, lost close battle in the stolen bases category, and the amazing battle in the average category. On the pitching side, Otis took 3 out of 5, split the saves category, and then lost the strikeouts category by just 3. So this was real close to being a huge blowout for Otis. So Hunt should consider himself lucky after coming out of this one 6-3-1 in favor of Otis. Close battles in 6 out of the 10 categories, as I mentioned. With the bats, Otis had 8 players hit over 300. That's phenomenal. Scott Rowland hit 500 for the week. Mark Teixeira hit 409. Brett Gardner hit 444. 5 players hit a homer. 3 players had 2 or more homers. Juan Uribe had 2 homers, 8 RBIs. He hit 385 for the week. Jorge Posada, back from injury, he hit 2 home runs, had 9 RBIs for the week. 6 players had 4 or more runs. 5 players had 5 or more RBIs. So a very good offensive week for Otis and the Drunks. Hunt 1981 countered with 7 players hitting 300 or better. Jose Reyes had 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. Deuces were wild there. He hit 480 for the week. David Wright, fellow Met, threw in 2 homers, 8 RBIs, and had an average of 384 for the week. And Adam Jones, another player that contributed to a couple categories, he had 7 RBIs and a 391 average for the week. Unfortunately, though, Justin Morneau and Aaron Rowand each hit 182 for the week. Wasn't enough to swing the average category, though. So Hunt walked away with a huge victory in a hotly contested category. Maglio Ordonez missed the week entirely with injury, though. That certainly helped out Otis in taking some of the offensive categories. On the pitching side, Otis took 4 wins from 4 different pitchers. Got a win out of Mark Burley, the much maligned Mark Burley. Picked up a victory, had 7 strikeouts and a 0 ERA this week, while Manny Corpus out of the bullpen had 2 saves and a 0 ERA, so he was definitely helping the cause there for Otis as well. If you take Dontrell Willis out of the equation, because he didn't have a very good week, no player had an ERA over 3, and no player had a WHIP over 1.2, so the pitching staff was really on this week for Otis and the Drunks. Just want to throw in, too, Matt Latos had a win and 8 strikeouts. Justin Verlander also picked up a win. Ironically, though, he only had 3 strikeouts, and this is a guy who usually dominates that side of the category, so just 3 strikeouts out of Justin Verlander. For Hunt 1981, only 2 wins were managed this week. 3 players had an ERA of 9 or higher with whips over 2. And Clayton Richard, just a sign of the struggles. He had 10 strikeouts and a 1.93 ERA, but didn't get the win. And then Tim Lincecum is luckily back on track for Hunt. That's definitely a good sign going forward. Lincecum picked up the win, 7 strikeouts and a 2.25 ERA overall. So moving forward, Otis and the Drunks is now 6th in the standings, 15 games out of first. Going to be taking on Bronx Bombers in the coming week here, week 11, while Hunt 1981 is tied for that 6th spot, sitting 7th now, going to be taking on Tucson's Prettiest. Hunt and Tucson's Prettiest have been two very struggling teams in the last few weeks, so it'll be interesting to see if Hunt can turn things around or if Tucson's Prettiest rights the ship, as these two teams, something's got to give coming out of this one.